Hey guys, and I am back again, and I seem to say that every single video now because I never make any videos after I say I'm going to, but you guys seem to stick around, some of you, so thank you. While we're on thank yous, thank you for everyone who subscribed, because while I've been gone we actually hit 20,000 subscribers, which I think is quite impressive for a channel that I didn't think would even hit 100, so thank you for that. If you are one of those 20,000 people, thank you. If you're not, you can be one of those 20,000. Just hit that subscribe button right now, or just watch the video. Give me a chance, see if you think I'm worth it, then hit the button. Whatever floats your boat, just give this video a chance. And talking about this video, we're actually going to be looking at, I'm going to say a bold statement here just to keep you hanging on for the rest of the video. This is the world's greatest card trick we're going to be looking at today. It's called the Invisible Deck. Here it is, the Invisible Deck. The special effects budget has been increased. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the Invisible Deck. This is the Invisible Deck. It's not actually invisible, that was a joke. But this is a card trick which uses a deck of cards called the Invisible Deck, which we're going to be looking at for the rest of this video. Yeah, this is the world's greatest card trick in many people's opinions. Absolutely kills audiences that you perform it to. So Disturb Reality agrees that this is his favourite card trick. It's one of mine. It's definitely up there in my top 3, top 2 even, along with the Ambitious Card Routine as my favourite card trick to do. It's very easy, but enough. I'm not going to waffle on about it because this is just the introduction. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, I know some of you might not be familiar with the Invisible Deck, know what it is, what the effect is that it allows you to create. So I'm just very quickly going to give a performance of that. For those of you who do know, just skip ahead, there'll be a timestamp in the description to the actual tutorial and hints and tips bit. But for now, this is the performance. So I haven't got a spectator with me. Usually there's many different ways you can perform this effect, but one such way, you'd ask a spectator to name a card at complete random. They can name any card in the deck they like. As I haven't got a spectator, I think the fairest way is I'm just going to cut the deck. So we're just going to cut right here to the 2 of hearts. Okay, 2 of hearts. And I can give the spectator a chance to change their mind. I'm not going to, we're going to stick with the 2 of hearts. So you then open up the deck and you say, look, that was a completely free choice. But before I came here, I actually went through my deck right here, and I turned one card the opposite way to all the others. So see, they're all face up, apart from one. And would you believe it? The one card that I turned face up before this performance, and this whole deck is an exact match for your 2 of hearts. Alright, so let's take a look at how this trick works. It shouldn't come as too much of a shock to you when I say that this deck is a gimmicked deck. Okay, it's not a completely normal deck of playing cards. It might appear that way at first. When you spread through, you can see all the cards. It appears to be completely normal, right? However, it's not. On closer inspection, you should notice something a bit peculiar about this side of the cards. What do you notice? You should notice that there are no odd cards here. There are no 3s, there are no 5s, there are no 7s, there are no aces, there are no jacks, 9s, etc. Okay? And the reason for that is all the cards on this side are even, because all the cards on this side are odd. You see? Now, the reason this whole deck, this works, is because you can't see any of the other cards when you flip it, okay? You only see the side that's face up. What's happening here is, look, the cards alternate face up, face down, face up, face down, face up, face down throughout the entire deck. Even, odd, even, odd, even, odd. Okay, so there's an even side and an odd side. Now, the cards stick together when you spread through because they have a roughing fluid on the back, okay? Which means they don't handle like a normal card. If you were to get a normal deck, for example, this is a normal deck. So if you alternated the cards like so in a normal deck, it just wouldn't work. You spread through and it look like that. Okay, the cards do not stick together. However, if you do the same with the invisible deck right here, you can see we've got the alternating cards. Square it up. With the roughing fluid, they all stick together, okay? So there's no way you're going to flash what's actually going on. And that's basically how the trick works. Aside from that, it's just the ordering of the cards is special, so you can find the cards very quickly, depending on whatever the spectator says. So I'll show you how that works. Basically, all these cards right here, they're ordered so they match the card on the back in a certain way. Basically, there's a formula to working it out. Let's take a pair. Here we go. The 10 of spades. Okay. Now, this is 2 cards right here. This card will matches this card. What you've got to remember to work out anything is that all these cards, all the sets of 2, they all add up to 13. Okay. So if this is a 10, the card underneath it to make it add to 13 must be a 3. Okay. And the only other rule you have to remember is that spades are always paired with hearts and diamonds are always paired with clubs. So this is a spade, so it must be paired with a heart. And to get 13, I know it needs a 3. So this card is the 3 of hearts. And there you go. So you can do this for any card in the pack. So let's take another example, the 4 of diamonds right here. Diamonds are paired with clubs. So this card must be a club. And to get to 13 from 4, well, 13 minus 4 is 9. So a 9 and a club, the 9 of clubs. And there you go. So it actually is really easy, as you can see, to work out which card is which. I'll do a few more practice ones for you at home. Let's take the 8 of spades. 8 of spades. Spades are paired with hearts. 13 minus 8 is 5. Gives us the 5 of hearts. And there you go. So it's a really great method, ordering system for the cards. The only tricky one to remember is kings. Now, obviously, king equals 13 already. So what's done with the kings is the kings are paired with the other kings. So the king of clubs right here is paired with another king. Clubs are paired with diamonds. So on the back of the king of clubs is the king of diamonds. That's the only exception to the rule. It's a bit tricky sometimes to remember if the kings are odd or even, because obviously there's an even side and an odd side. The black kings are even, red kings are odd. At least in my deck, that's how I do it. But we're gonna go through practicing for just a minute, like the spectator naming the card and then going through how you'd find it, how and reveal it. Right, so we've got a normal deck of cards here, so we can have a practice of how you would find a card a spectator named. So let's say they picked this card right here, the Queen of Spades. Once you have the card selected, you just very quickly in your head need to work out where this card is located in the pack. Okay, so we need to work out what its mate is. So if this card was face down, what card is on top of it? What card conceals it? Well, we can see immediately that this card is even. Okay. Queens equal 12. So because this card is even, we need to show the odd side of the pack. Now, my deck, I organise it. This is something, personal preference. I always have evens on this side when I put it back. I always have odds on this side. So I know I need to open it odd side up, so the queen will be face down. You with me? So we're going to open it this way. So I have the odd side of the pack here, so you can see 9s, 5s, 7s. Now I have the odd side up, we need to work out where the queen is in the pack. Alright, so this queen, to get to 13, 13 minus 12 is 1, right? So we're looking for an ace. Spades are paired with hearts, we're looking for the ace of hearts. So we're going to spread through, I'm going to look for the ace of hearts. Okay, we'll spread through, you say, look, all these cards face down. Ace of hearts, there it is. Now you need to separate the 2 cards, so you just push over the ace of hearts and you reveal one face down card. Show the rest of the cards to be face up. And sure enough, next to the ace of hearts we've found our queen of spades. So that was a practice run through there. You can see how the trick works from my point of view. Now we're going to look at how you operate the deck. Essentially, there's the technique to spreading the cards and some hints and tips. Alright, so the technique to spreading the cards is one you're going to have to practice for a little bit before you can go out and perform it. It's not too difficult though, it's very easy to, once you start knowing how to do it, it's very easy to pick up, and once you've learned how to do it, you do it for life, so it's really easy. It took me probably an hour, maybe even less, to fully nail it down and get it ready to perform. So it's what you're doing is it's sort of a light touch, because the cards will naturally stick together with the roughing fluid on them. So it's a light spreading. You haven't really got to don't put much effort into the spread. You can see literally my hands are open and there's no effort being put in, and the cards stick together. Okay. So when you're spreading, just lightly pull the top view across with your thumb, just very lightly, and then you're not pushing with your thumb too much, because if you push too hard, you're going to start revealing them like that. So what I do is I sort of tilt my hand downwards to the right on a slope like this, and then I let the cards fall more across from left to right as I gently push them, and with my thumb. It's more of a falling action that I go for. So like that, very light touches. So that's what I'd recommend. Just play around with it, but very, very light touches, and they shouldn't separate at all when you go through it. Alright, so I've got some very quick hints and tips for you on how to get the most out of your invisible deck, how to best set it up. The first tip is to have the cards on the opposite sides, have them resemble each other, be quite similar. And the reason for this is it's going to happen to you at least once. You're going to open the deck up on the wrong side. You're just going to do it. This might be just because you forget, or when you put the deck back one time, you might put it the wrong way. So like I said, I always have evens on this side, but if I'm not looking, if I'm not paying attention properly, maybe I've put the odds on that side. So let's say someone's named the 3 of hearts, I need to open up on the even side, so the 3 will be face down, right? But if I put the deck back wrong, I've got the odd side. The trick's going to go wrong. Don't panic, because if you've got a similar card on the other side, what you can do is you're holding the deck like this. You address the spectator, bit of misdirection, and you just turn your wrist over subtly as you're talking to them, and then no one will notice that. They look back and they see a similar card, the Queen of Hearts. I know it's a red red picture card, and no one will notice. You've solved the problem, and now you're looking for the 3 of Hearts. So where's the 10 of Spades? Here it is, and there we go. There's the trick. We've done it correctly. So that's tip number 1, have similar cards. Tip number 2 is just habit. Get into the habit of always remembering, which side is even, which side is odd, so you never mess it up like that. Okay, so I've just permanently identified that this is even, this is odd. You can do that if you want, or have your own system, but really get that into your head, nail it down, perform it so many times to yourself that it becomes second nature. Okay, that's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is practice doing the working out, which card is where, what its mate is, the adding to 13. It's very simple, but you need to have it nailed down. If you get in a performance and someone says, 4 of diamonds, and you're there with getting your fingers out, 4 of diamonds, 13 minus 4, that's 9, and then I think that's going to be a club, so I'm looking for the 9 of clubs. That took too long, you see what I mean? Like, if you do that in a performance, it's going to be difficult, because the spectator will realise you're doing something fishy, and it's not as clean as it should be. So you need to get the working out very quick, very clean, and the spectator shouldn't notice you're doing it. If you're a real master of it, and you need to buy yourself some time, in fact, you can do it while you're talking to them almost. Just do a bit of small talk you haven't got to concentrate too much on, and just work it out as you go. So that's tip number 3, get good at working out the cards. So one final thing for this video is there's loads of different ways you can perform this effect. I'm sure you can come up with loads yourself. Maybe I'll even do a separate video, because I know this one's getting a bit long, but I'll just go through the sort of the classic way to perform it. Is what you do is you have this deck off to the side, and you say to the spectator, all right, we're going to try something with my invisible deck, and you pretend to get out of your pocket an invisible deck. You can take it out of the case, shuffle, give it to the spectator, and they shuffle it. This can be used as sort of a comedy gag bit. And after they've shuffled the cards, you take it back, you spread it out, and you say, right, I want you to take out any card you want and turn it over and look what it is. And they'll say the 7 of clubs, and you say put it back the opposite way to all the other cards. They do, then you square them up and put them in the card box, and you put the card box in your hand. All right, and then you switch this for the real invisible deck. You say, look, it just became visible, and then you spread the cards out looking for the 7 of clubs. So obviously 7 of clubs, that's going to be the 6 of diamonds. You spread through, and you have that card there, and there's their 7 of clubs. So that's sort of the classic way to perform it. It's one of my favourite ways. Other ways are you can get the spectators, if you've got loads of spectators, you can go around the group saying suit, high or low, colour, not in that order, but you get what I mean. So you can have like a group prediction and then reveal it. That's a good way to get loads of people involved. There's loads of different ways to perform it. So you can come up with someone yourself. If you've got a favourite way, tell me in the comments section down below. But I might do a separate video on that, just to save some time here. Alright then guys, that was the invisible deck. I really hope you did enjoy that video. And let me know what you thought down in the comments. Do you agree that that's the greatest card trick, like the most powerful, the best card trick in the world? What do you think? Let me know if you agree, and if you don't, let me know what is. What do you think? I'm interested to know. Because if there's some maybe that I haven't looked at before, maybe we can look at those in future episodes. If I ever get around to making another video, who knows? Will I? I don't know. Even I don't know. But yeah, that was the invisible deck, guys. I really hope you did enjoy that video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, favourite, comment and subscribe. It really does mean a lot, especially I haven't uploaded anything at all really, so thank you very much if you're a returning sub and you clicked on this video, because I know it's quite the dedication to still be following my channel, isn't it really, let's be honest. So thank you for that. If you want to see more of my content that you maybe haven't seen before, there's some videos here that you might want to check out, and you can subscribe to my channel right here. But I think that's about all I've got to say. So until next time, whoever knows when that will be, even I don't know. But until then, I'll see you later.